So the rebellion started in the 1900s. It was the Ashanti versus the British colonizers. It lasted about 3 months, so it was a very short battle. They knew that they were weak and they couldn't really fight because that they weren't like that developed as a state or a country. So they had to kind of, focus more on sieges, and they cut phone wires, they blocked food supplies, they sabotaged relief groups, all to kind of, prevent the British from getting more people and prevent the British from going more into their plans to actually, fight with them, because the British did have a lot more resources, they had a lot more money at their hands. And because of that, the British brought over 1,400 more people. And even though the tactics that they did use, it didn't stop them and more prevented them from furthering or, stop them from furthering their advancement. But it really was more kind of just like, I would say, just a time saver or time spacer, because, it really didn't last that much. It was only 3 months long. So one of the problems also was that there weren't really many people in the rebellion. Many were against it, as in the indigenous people. Many men didn't participate in it, and it was actually really interesting. What I found was that she said she invoked the gods to kill any woman who would make love to a man that refuses to join the army. That's kind of how she got more men to join. It wasn't a significant amount of men, but it was more than initially when they did it. So I'm gonna focus more on the tactics that she used, because she did use traditional methods of fighting, but it was a more improved way of fighting, because as I said, she wasn't really based on the fighting, she was based on sieges and stuff like that. So she, during the war, she used the tactic of sieging the groups, and it had them starve. Yeah. She would besiege the fort where the British stayed. It led to numerous deaths. It, didn't make a huge impact, but it was something. She used the stockades on major roads from forts to the major cities. She left a lot of mines and cover traps and things like that. And then they also have a thing that's called the War of Deception, where she would craft these contraptions on the forts, and they would create false movement around their fort, causing the British to be on defense and waste a lot of ammunition. And that's what I mean, that even though they did, waste a lot of ammunition, they only had to call back to, London just to get more. But it was a way to buy them more time, because they did have to wait for it to get shipped over there. And then they also had this thing called death drums, which would be that they would send the deaths of people through war signals to the governor. So it says 1 beat equals prepare to die, 3 beats means cut the head off, and 1 strong and sharp beat, it means the head has dropped. And it had a more a physical effect on the people of the British colonizers. It didn't really, most people weren't really killed of it. It was just kind of a mind game that they kind of played. And another thing is that they used movement detectors along with the sieges. They would put empty bottles and bells near the stockades just to kind of warn the people, the soldiers who were on guard, someone was appearing. So it just shows that while she was very significant, it was because she was, first she was a woman leader, and second of all, the tactics that she used was very different than how a man would usually lead.